Welcome back, guys. Hope everybody's doing well. Today we're going to do something obviously a little bit different, following on from the recent success of all of those Crown Jewel races. There's one that's really piqued my interest. Now I know it's going to be very much a Marmite race as such. Not everybody's going to be interested in it, and I understand that. But for me, it's actually going to be, and most likely will be, one of the best races in Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. Now obviously, previously we were in the Bugatti Veyron, we did do the Bugatti Porsche Lamborghini race. Next up we're going to do the race of the entire map, most likely in the Bugatti Veyron once again. But like I mentioned today, we've got a more interesting race for myself, one that I'm immensely looking forward to. Different dynamics of the game. It gives us the opportunity to explore different vehicles, different types of races, and when I seen this one appear from us, yeah, it really did pique my interest. So what we're going to do is we'll come over into the Range Rover Sport SVR. Now previously we've obviously had quite a few journeys in the SVR, and I know many people for off-road races in particular like to use the Sentiero buggy. For me, I hate using the buggy. I don't like the handling mechanics, you know, especially at low speeds. For me, I am probably more biased towards the SVR, and for today's purpose we are going to do Crown Jewel Amber. This is of course a huge sprint race for the off-road vehicles. Like we can see, we have got a Sentiero buggy. I think we've actually got two buggies. Here we have an Urus, a nice variety of cars here, but we're in the Range Rover SVR. We've tuned this thing phenomenally well. It's fairly bouncy, but it absorbs the bumps fantastically well. It is a little bit leery, it's a bit lively, but it brings the entertainment, it brings the fun factor, and that's why we're playing this game. It is one thing I've actually seen some of the comments that this isn't a sim race game, this is an arcadey game, and that's why this specific kind of race in the SVR, throwing about these relatively tight tracks, obviously off-road, it's an immense amount of fun. Please tell me in the comments section a race in this game that is more fun than this race in itself. Of course, we're going to get through it all today. We know that we are going to be underpowered essentially. That's not even accurate because this has got more power than the buggy. We're going to have a slight disadvantage to the Sentiero buggy. A lot of people really nailing down the handling mechanics of that buggy, but for me it's just not what I want to entertain. I do want to use the SVR. Like we can see with the build that we've got here, it does negotiate these off-road tracks phenomenally well. Yeah, we do obviously take out a couple of walls, but that's only natural. The buggies taking out rocks and falling away. So at this point we can now see that we do start to break away from the rest of the pack. Realistically, it was us in second, buggy in first, that had already pulled away, but at this point, with that buggy crashing out, we really are stretching away, and I do feel that that is going to be the sentiment for the rest of today's race. Taking a little bit of a kicker slide down to the left there, really working the different aspects of this off-road track. The rain... Yeah, I don't like that one. How the hell did we miss that checkpoint? We actually seen the back end of the car crossing through it. I don't like that one. But yeah, with us missing that checkpoint and claiming a rock there, the pack have essentially caught up with us, and ironically it is the two Sentiero buggies. I don't think that's going to be long lasting. The one already spinning out behind us, those two coming together, so we only have one Miguel on our back as it sits, powered down. Let's clean this up a little bit here as we do take a chance going very close with those rocks on the right hand side, but we do still manage to keep all four wheels on the track and we can power down. But yeah, like I was kind of mentioning there, the different dynamics that we do have in this game, I do absolutely fucking love these off-road races. Now, previously, obviously, before I actually put any videos on YouTube, I played a lot of the dirt rally races, Colin McRae races and stuff. I love off-road rally racing, and the way that this game has captured these off-road races in particular here, I think they've done an absolutely fantastic job. Yes, I would perhaps maybe like more of a variety of cars. Let's get some Subaru Imprezas into here, Mitsubishi Evolutions, maybe even bring some throwbacks, RS2000s, whatever it may be, some old Mark II Escorts, whatever. I would like to see more cars in the game, especially these off-road ones. But with what we do have, I have to take the hats off once again. I've done it quite a lot with this game. Some of the races they've gave to us here, like we can see with this off-road race, the Range Rover, being able to build it, you know, whether it's maximising the compressor or maximising the rebound from the shock absorbers, whatever it is you want to do. I have obviously spent time building this. It is very bouncy and it is very lively, but it is also been built to my driving style, and managing to, you know, negotiate some of these tracks fantastically well. Yes, when we do come onto this on-road section rather, it's not the best. We know that. It's off-road tyres. It's got very soft, rolly suspension. Crossing back over onto an off-road section, well, we've got a fantastic handling model in the SVR. But yeah, guys, just quickly whilst it's in the head, let me know what car, if you have already done this race, you did choose. Did you of course go with the Meta and go with the buggy, or have you, went a bit bold with something else? I did want to perhaps get into the 2CV, our fantastic Brum. We've obviously had some great off-road races in that, but this race is locked to the C-class, the cross-country, the cross-road class. So unfortunately, Brum will not be making an appearance today. But let's talk about this race in particular. The SVR, we're about 20% into the race, fast forwarding to 25% as we do say that. We are about 30 seconds, 27 seconds ahead of the rest of the pack, so we are absolutely nailing our way through this one. Without making as many mistakes, we would have a fantastically competitive time on the board. But already we've had a missed checkpoint that was not missed. I don't care what anybody says, that checkpoint was not missed. The back end of the car did indeed go through it. Yeah, we would be setting a fantastically quick time in the SVR, but mistakes have been made, and that's fine. I've kind of mentioned it a few times previously. I'm not here to set the #1 time on every leaderboard. I'm playing this on Steam, and it's going to be impossible because there's that many cheaters. But with us actually enjoying the game, for me it then takes away the pressure or the expectation of trying to be in the top 10 on every single race. It's more about the fun factor, and this race in particular I think is just absolutely bags of fun. It's wild, it's bouncy, it gives you mad undulations across the track, but it does give us such a fantastic experience just bouncing about on an off-road section. The race doesn't last 3 minutes, so we can spend some time learning the handling model of the car, how to get the power down, what gear it is we want to be in. With the Range Rover here, we really realistically want to be third gear, second gear, bounce across the track, get stuck on a rock, have to reverse and get back on. But we want to learn that model of the car, then build on that. So of course, in time we will be looking for the game to release some more races, some more tracks, some more circuits for us to get onto. Circuits being an interesting one that I'm going to touch on in another video. There is an option, there is an opportunity there for the game to do something with circuits. But like I kind of mentioned, I want to talk a little about this race. It is of course bouncy, it's lively, it's bouncing all over the road, especially with the SVR and the building, the handling model that I have made with this one. We are claiming rocks, we are claiming walls, we are going off track. But I'm not concerned and I'm not worried. We're still 20-30 seconds ahead of the rest of the pack. Yes, mistakes are being made, but there's one massive difference with this race in particular. We're having fun. Now, yes, we can be the fastest, we can be the best, we can be, challenging for #1 on the leaderboard, but why? Why are we not just concentrating on having fun with these races? This is the way I look at these cross-code races in particular. Yeah, we're still going to set a very good time. It is of course going to be a very quick time. Minus some mistakes, God, we could even be, top 100, top 50, whatever it may be. But that's not been the focus of this race in particular. I want to have fun in the SVR, bouncing it across the track, getting some power slides in, maybe even sticking some handbrake turns in there, getting the power down, just enjoying the simple race that we do have in front of us. Like we can see here, jumping into a corner, sliding that back end round, get the power down into a left-hander, power sliding it round. We've touched the wall, who cares? Right-hander, power down, let's shoot forward into the next left-hander. Jumping from left to right has been fantastic, a fantastic amount of fun for myself. I do really love these off-road races. Now yes, when we do come back onto these on-road parts, it's not the best, but we can then power slide round into a nice hairpin back into an off-road section in the SVR and once again get the power down. And as we can just see right there, our next closest competitor, second place Max in the Sentiero buggy, is starting to, maybe not rein us in, but we can start to see them on the circuit. We're about 11 seconds ahead at that point. Fast forward to 78% through and we're 10 seconds. So we have still got around about a 10 or 11 second buffer to second place. Now as we come into this section, this is of course where the fun has been made. We've done this section before in other races, but we've started to get a series of hairpins and some, quick, fast, sections of the track right here. Trying to think of an adjective for that one, but the mind went blank. But with all these hairpins, you know, we can start to really start to enjoy ourselves. Swinging the Range Rover Sport round, second gear, get power down, third gear, up into fourth gear, get as much maximum traction as we can with the way this one's set up. Bouncing it through left, right, claiming a banking, but we still managed to keep all four wheels on the gravel track. Power down here. We've got actually quite a nice little section coming up here into this right hand. We want to then negotiate the left hand hairpin coming up here, slide that back end round, power down in third gear where we do get the maximum amount of traction. A right hand almost hairpin up ahead here once again, try and get that back end round, maybe not round enough, but we do power down, third gear, maximum traction. Nice little chicane here, we do actually negotiate that one quite nicely, just slightly missing out those rocks on the right hand side. Nice little tight right hander here, we can power slide round this one, hopefully miss the wall, but of course we do take it out. It's not lampposts in today's video guys, it is walls that we are claiming. Right hander into left hander, once again we want to be nice and tight to that wall, get the power down as we do come up towards the last 12% or 11% almost of this race. We can really start to get the power down here in the Range Rover Sport, really see what this one is actually capable of. Slight little left hand kink here, but we'll be brave, but we'll be too brave. We hit a little bump in the road, back end gets unsettled, we do hit those rocks, but as we can see, AI still not in sight, and we can still continue to get the power down and have an immense amount of fun. I hope you guys can actually see it from the racing itself, how much fun this race truly has been. Now with those mistakes being made as we fast forward to 92%, we're a bit too tight on the right hand side there. We do claim that right hand banking, and we do give an opportunity to Max in second place to reclaim first. But as things get a little bit dirty, the elbows get out, we push that buggy off the road, well deserved in my opinion, a little bit of dirty racing, but hey ho. We do obviously keep first place. This was the one and only attempt I did of this race, all cards on the table, so I was not losing it after being 21 minutes deep. That Sentiero was most definitely getting pushed off the road. I wanted first place, first time out in the Range Rover Sport. Nice little section here, tight lefts, tight rights, tight left, into a nice little tight right here, big hairpin. We do take out our first lamppost. We actually ghost through that lamppost, so we don't get our first lamppost claimed for today's race. They have obviously been a bit of a regular on the channel. We can cut across the track here, of course off-road, so why not take some shortcuts where shortcuts are presented to us. Almost rolling it when we you know, take a little bit of that left-hand banking, cheating around here. We do come down to a beach section. We've got a big right-hander up ahead. We don't want to cross or cut any of that water. We know how entrapping that water is in Test Drive Unlimited. We want to stay away from it, and we want to stay away from that little banking, that little barrier on the right hand side there. It does look like those ones will completely wipe us out if we make any contact. Now a big rolling left-hander here. We probably could have had a better power slide. We started to come into one there. We probably could have had a huge power slide here. But interesting, we've got a nice jump over the rest of the racers below us just there. Very nice touch to this game. I don't actually think I've been on this part of the map as of yet. Maybe one of the parts I've still to discover. I've only got about 10% or so left. But as we do power through it, we do cross the line around about a 23-minute lap time, or race time for that sprint. Yeah, we could have been quicker, maybe a couple of minutes quicker. But the highlight of that race in particular was to show simply how much fun this game truly can be. Yeah, there's going to be haters, yeah, there's going to be people that have gave up with it already. We already know when looking at the Steam database how few people are playing the game at any one time. But the problem with that is that people aren't experiencing what we can, you know, see with that race in particular. Yes, it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but for me that was absolutely phenomenal, just to jump in the SVR, throw it around a sprint race, a race that doesn't last 2 or 3 minutes. You know, it took us 23 minutes. I think that is an absolutely fantastic addition to the game, and I do hope you guys have spent the time experiencing some of these races. Yes, they're different, but they're a phenomenal amount of fun. I do hope you guys also, you know, enjoy the videos that I'm putting out for you. I appreciate everybody that has commented, subscribed, liked already. A massive thank you to you all. And on that note guys, we will wrap up there for today. I do hope you guys have all enjoyed today's video. Tune in for the next update on Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown.